Hi, my name's Ray, and this is pretty much my first YouTube video. I want to show my new Bigha Recumbent that I got. I traded for it on Craigslist from a guy that obviously had a few of them. I think he worked for Bigha in Corvallis before it tanked. It really never got off the ground. I think they went for too high of a price point, kind of over-engineered this bike. Tried to put too much stuff on it, ended up with kind of a heavy bike. Okay, so I had a choice of getting two different Bighas. One had the smaller wheel in the back, so I chose the one with the bigger wheel in the back. And as you can see, the kind of the back thingy there, that this is one of the first things I ended up modding. So I'm not very good at putting stills and editing videos, so here's how I'm doing this. I ended up getting this as well. It's a little folding Cricket, or I'm sorry, Citizen bike, Tokyo Citizen. So here's I got my Bigha home and got in the living room, and I'm gonna take off this thing first because this thing it's kind of a fender for the back wheel. And it also had an electronics package. This one didn't come with the electronics package. And there would have been turn signals here in the back, and probably a computer that gives you your miles per hour and stuff. So I didn't have any of that, and so this kind of was pointless. So the first thing I did was take that off, and I was left with just the two metal parts and not this big piece of plastic. See if I can show it to you. Here's the big piece of plastic thing. This is the first thing that came off of the bike. Just wasn't necessary. So, and I was left with this piece, which I temporarily have off the bike, but it's going back on there because I'm going to put my crate back on there. So anyways, is there another picture? I can't remember. There's it with the milk crate. And the saddlebags hang off the milk crate really well. So other than the fact that they don't have a way to clip down at the bottom, I might like tie them together from the bottom to just hold it down, but they hang off of the milk crate really well. So, okay. Hi, my name's Ray, and I just want to make a video about my new Recumbent Bigha bicycle. I think it's recording. Been cycling all my life, but I never had a Recumbent. So, let's see, flip this around and show it to you. It's a Bigha, B-I-G-H-A, made in Corvallis. The company went out of business. Pretty much never got off the ground. So I got this on a trade on Craigslist, and so I just wanted to give some first impressions of it. It was made for like a high-end recumbent. There's a little symbol, which was kind of silly first thing, because it comes off of the magnet. One of the magnets is already fallen out, so that's kind of silly. I'm just going to leave that off probably. It's 27 speeds, 9 speeds in the back cassette, plus 3 in the internal rear hub, which is kind of neat. Means that you don't have to have any big gears on the front. So I'm just going to pause for a second, make sure this is actually recording. Okay, so took it for a ride, I think about 10 miles. One thing about recumbents is they're not supposed to be very good going up hills, and I do miss being able to stand up and mash the pedals, and not being able to stand up and kind of stretch your legs, kind of a feeling, and alternate sitting and standing that you can get on a upright. But it's a fun bike. So first impressions, the gearing is just really tough to go up hills with. So and also they have this strange kind of different doubling of the chain. I've already kind of modified it a bit. It had one chain that went from front to back, and then it had the second chain, which was more just like a regular bike. So I thought I'd try to make it more like a traditional recumbent routing of the chain, and I unhooked it and hooked up the chain as just one big loop, because it just seemed like it was really working up against itself a lot. And it had like a chain guard here that was rubbing, and it was just, I didn't like it, so I thought I'd see if I could mod it a little bit. So I took that thing off. Right now it's showing without some of the stuff that was on the rear that I'm going to put back on. So one thing right away that I did was, there was 2 gears here, and by using the front gears, my front gear is a smaller gear, I kind of solved the problem of the gearing, and all of a sudden all the gears seem more usable, and it should go up hills better now. But now I'm wondering, if I'm gonna have to add like at least some kind of a chain guide. So right now, this thing is just kind of could just be like a chain guide. So I was thinking I could switch these 2 gears and then stick it inside the middle of that, so this will stay, because it'll fall off just the way it is. It's working, but it'll fall off. So what else? One thing, when I combined the chain, I forgot to kind of check to see where the derailleur was at when I removed some of the chain links. So what I'll probably do is I'll put it on the big gear in the back, and I'll just put it all the way to, kind of eyeball how much chain I'll need from that, and take a few more links out. And like I said, if I switch these 2 gears here, I think I can use that as a guide, and I don't think I'm going to have to add another, some recumbents they'll have like a second guide like down here, to kind of keep everything going, because it's such a long loop. Okay, probably forgetting some stuff, but anyways, it's like my first YouTube video pretty much, so I'm gonna go to the Corvallis Bike Co-op and see if I can take a few chain links out of the chain and reverse those gears in the back. Okay, cool. Okay, so looking at my options here, I went to the co-op and I took out a few more links to the chain. So now, instead of routing it this way, like I said, there was 2 chains, and it was kind of seemed like it was kind of working against itself a lot. The one chain went around just from front to back, and then it was the second loop was just more like a traditional bike. So it rides like this, and it's definitely solved the problem of the gearing. It's a lot easier pedal now that I have a smaller gear instead of this bigger gear. So I thought if I switched these 2, I would make a better like chain guide, but you can't really switch them because they're different. The gears are slightly different size. So I looked at like maybe putting, I saw like a single gear crank with a really good chain guide, but I'd have to like cut the crank off of it, and that would be tough. I've tried cutting really heavy metals before and usually regret it. I don't have a lot of heavy-duty tools, so I think I'm just going to leave it like this for now. It works, and I think with a few more links out of the chain, it's less likely to fall off. But at some point, it's gonna just fall off of that. So I would like to have a better guide for that. But it's kind of a cruiser bike right now. I don't know if I'm gonna do a lot of long distances on it, so I'm not too worried about that. The other thing is I might. Sometimes I feel like I spend a lot of energy holding my feet up too high, so I might try a smaller wheel on the front, which could be, I'd probably just throw it on there. It wouldn't have the disc brake right away, and see how I like it for a while. But it's a really fun bike. I guess Bigha means big fun in Hawaiian or something. B-I-G-H-A. So it's neat. Really glad I got it, and I'm gonna go put the other back part back on with a milk crate on the back. One thing about the Recumbents is you cannot wear a backpack very easily. You can kind of try and sling it over the back of the chair, but it's not the easiest. So the other thing too with this mod is now the chain's going pretty close to that rear wheel. So I could also put like a skinnier tire on the back, and so avoid this down here being too close to the wheel. So anyhow, hope you like my video, and if you want to mod your Bigha bike, if anybody else has one, leave me a comment and let me know if this works. I think it's going to be better than it was. So okay, bye.